Welcome back to another YouTube video. So the last time I made a video, I spoke on the Blackstar Fly 3, saying not to get it because it was a 3 amp amp, because it was a 3-watt amp, and frankly, I just didn't think it was a good pedal platform, which I am here to retract. So the mistake that I made when making that video at the time is I had my volume knob absolutely maxed out on this. So even though my pedal settings were always at 12 o'clock, that's about halfway in terms of your tone, volume, and gain, it sounded so aggressively muddy, which I guess if that's your thing, then sure, but I frankly don't think it was a very good sound. Now, based on what you've heard already, I'd say it's doing pretty good. I have it barely turned up on this, and that's a good actual advice. If you're running a setup, let your guitar do less of the work and let the gear that you buy do most of the processing. So have your volume turned down a little bit and mess with the settings first, and then you'll really get to see what it sounds like. I had the output from this absolutely maxed and it turned out terrible. But what I can say after playing with it for a few more weeks and figuring things out, it does a pretty good job. Now, I still stand by what I said because the Blackstar Fly 3 is a 3-watt amp. I still highly recommend getting something a bit better if location and, I know that certain factors might affect you getting a bigger amp. For me, it's mainly the fact that I want an amp that's reputable, and I live in Jamaica, so if I were to buy, say, like something a bit more expensive, even like a Orange Micro Terror, which is a great amp, I think that's, it has enough watts that it's going to do enough of the work for you. But if I ordered something like that and shipped it, I'd basically be paying twice the amount just to get that amp. So I know not everybody may live in a country that's these sort of things are accessible. So that's really what the Blackstar Fly 3 is for. Or maybe you're just working on a really hefty budget and you really can't afford stuff. This is still a good alternative. However, if you have the means that you can save for something a bit better, I still recommend doing so, as it'll save a lot in the long run. In the long run, I'll still have to get a bigger amp just because I want a better sound. But another alternative to that, I guess, is if you have a laptop, you could always buy an audio interface for around $30 to $50, which is still more affordable. And then you can buy something like Positive Grid software, where you have tons of effects and tons of pedal effects, amps to try. So you'd essentially just be running your setup digitally. That can also work, as you can record directly in your laptop or PC. But for those like me, I really prefer to record straight from an amp or play on a physical amp. And maybe you want to play gigs in the future, so you definitely do need a physical amp. So again, in that case, you can always try an audio interface and go that route if that's also a better option for you. You'll definitely have way more options to try. Yes, it's going to be more expensive than getting the Blackstar Fly 3, but it's still a way better option, as I have to buy different pedals and effects to try. So, is the Blackstar Fly 3 still a good alternative? Yes. But again, all the advice that I had in the previous video still stand. It is, at the end of the day, a 3-watt amp. I still do think that if you end up buying this amp, especially depending on your progress, you may quickly outgrow it. Yeah, I guess that's about it. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments. I would be more than happy to answer anything that I can. And have a good day.